Good evening, everyone, and welcome to a very special abridged episode of Drinking in Dungeons. You might notice that what I'm saying is not matching up with the mouth flaps going on in the upper left corner. Well, that is because we had a little bit of an issue where I recorded for an hour and a half, and none of the audio of the recording actually recorded. So instead, what you've got is me doing a captioning after the fact in a summed up version that I've done here. Now, anyways, what I'm doing here is you'll notice I'm switching the main characters in the parties around so that whoever's in the lead is different. Something I discovered is that we need to do this when we're speaking to the Mognet in order to get letters from other people. Well, so you can feel free to pause the video as you're going through and read these letters, because I'm not matching up to my original voice acting work as we're going through here. But yeah, anyways, so right away, take a drink, everyone, because technical difficulties abound. And regrettably, I already saved over my save footage from the playthrough, so I cannot go back and re-record all of this, nor would I want to, as I started to drive myself absolutely insane with the number of random encounters that were going on during this recording. Now, the good news about this is that you will actually be able to hear me over the audio of the game, because the game audio also did not record for whatever reason. Anyways, so continuing on, next thing I wanted to show you guys is we need to go back to the Vikings Cove to get a couple of secret items that we missed originally. You want to go clear over here to the left, through this little secret tunnel, down in here, and you'll find yourself a Viking axe and a chest with 3,000 gil. There's going to be a lot of gil chests in these hidden things. There's also a hidden chest over by the table containing a spark dagger. We can't use any of that as red mages is right now, but anyways, you want to get in your boat and sail around past the temple until you get to here, the village of Tokul. Now, in the village of Tokul, it'll become obvious that all the villagers are very skittish, as these two NPCs that run off right at the beginning soon as you talk to them. Looting around, you'll find a Botch's Cider, which increases your attack speed, a Great Bow, and a Lamia Scale. You'll also find an Ice Staff. Very useful. We decided to throw that on to Casey as well to give her more spellcasting and basic attack power. Now, you want to talk to the village elder, who reveals that the nearby elder tree was cursed and turned into a flying castle by some soldiers from a castle to the west of here. It's definitely not good for them. They took all their people and such, and it's just plain not happy times for this village. Very, very sad. Regrettably, we will not be able to help them for a while. But anyways, if you go into their fireplace, you'll find a chest with a serpent sword and a Kempo-gi. And if you zoom in the corner here, you will find some Sonic Knuckles. Now, the Kempo-gi and Sonic Knuckles... Oh, hey, this is where I got confused and wandered around for hours trying to get into that castle. Couldn't do it. Anyways, if you go to the west of the castle, you'll find some Chocobo Woods. If you get on a Chocobo, you can ride them around much faster. You can even ride them clear around the outer edge of the world map. And to the west of the Chocobo Woods is the Village of the Ancients. A very out-of-the-way sort of place with some very, very powerful upgrades in weapons, armor, and spells. I got a couple of staves from here, but yeah. Anyways, if you go to the northwest of the desert, you'll find the Living Roof Woods, which there's no point to actually going here unless you want to talk to the fairies. Oh, and here's where we ran into some problems, and we lost Casey, and later we lost Shad. So take a drink for the fallen comrades there, folks. Anyways, sailing north of the starting area, up past the castle, you can see there on the right, you'll come to this tower. This is the Tower of Owen. You don't want to be there first. What you actually want to do is sail southwest of there to this castle. Now, there's not a lot to do in this castle, Argus, because there's no one here, but there are secrets to be had still. Pressing this candlestick will open a secret passageway, which will lead you to some chests with lots and lots of gil. And going up the stairs from that chest will lead you to more chests of gil. Yay, gil! This is especially handy if you want to buy upgrades from the Village of Ancients before progressing with the plot, because that stuff will drain your wallet. Anyways, going up here to the corner, you'll encounter some locked doors, and you want magic items to unlock them, or you can just switch to Thief. Note, you do need Thief to be the first person in your party to actually unlock them. And you'll find a bunch of weapons and items for use with Scholar and Archer, which are classes we haven't unlocked yet, but will be unlocking soon, so this is definitely a worthwhile side trip to make at some point. In addition, and there's also some healing fountains to be found in the area. Now, unfortunately, the killer bow and arrow can be equipped by black mages, but the arrows we find here we cannot equip. I went ahead and changed Casey back to a white mage, by the way. Anyways, if you go to the second floor, go into the little pillar that's across from where the things you come up from, you'll find a bunch of elemental casting items, and down the stairs to the south you'll find some healing things. Now next we want to go here to the Gulgan Gulch. Now there's a lot of people you can talk to drop a bit of plot info here and there, but really who you want to talk to is this guy downstairs, who will give you a bit of foreshadowing with what happens with Desh, and a spell that will need to actually progress. The Toad spell, which is obviously one of my most hated spells in the entirety of the Final Fantasy saga, because you can't do jack. You can see me wigging out over it there. I took my hat off because it was very warm during the recording session here. And anyways, if you go to the south of there, you'll find another little hidden treasure trove, which contains some items that you could have bought in the Village of the Ancients. So feel free to not actually purchase these if you want to save up your gil. Now head back northeast and head into this tower. Now the tower has a couple of toads around, and that's to indicate what you're going to do. You want to go to this room here, and you're going to want to turn yourselves into toads after the cutscene. Desh and Alex will talk about how you need to be a toad to progress, and Casey will complain because she doesn't want to be turned into a toad, and I don't blame her. I wouldn't want to be either. However, we do need to turn into toads in order to actually progress this forward, because there is a door here that you can't get through unless you're a toad. Remember to turn yourself back from being a toad, because as I said, when you're a toad, you basically can't do jack, and it's very dangerous. Now, as you progress through the tower, you'll eventually come across these random spots where a voice from nowhere will taunt the party. "I welcome you to the Tower of Owen, and your doom." And I think I sang the Doom song here for a while. Anyways, Alex will just kind of look around for a while, being like, huh, what? And he'll do this for every time. Oh, by the way, here's where I started to go insane from the number of random encounters in this area, because it is just plain not fair if you're like me and didn't put one of those robes on Darkstir. Anyways, in the chest on the next floor, you'll find some echo herbs. Not much else, so go ahead and continue to the next floor, where you will be taunted again by the voice from nowhere. Now, here's where I like to do my little Kefka laugh. I'm quite proud of the Kefka laugh. Anyways, whoever's the leader of your party will just continue looking around. He does this every time. Anyways, this chest contains a spark dagger, which we can't use, but this is around the time where I discovered that, yes, red mages can equip those rods we've been finding. So you want to go ahead and pop them on them, because it will make them far more combat effective. Progressing on to the next level, there is a way to progress. Oh, I think I kept this in to demonstrate the effectiveness of using the staves versus attacking. You just go up into your inventory, go up to the equipment slot like you do with the black mages, and you can actually do this from your base inventory. The staves do not actually have to be equipped in order to use them to spellcast, but as you can see, they are far more effective. However, Darkstir, being our dedicated caster is still far more powerful using his staff. Or maybe because it is a light staff and Thunder's a level 2 thing. Anyways, you'll get taunted again on the next level. Well, but all you gotta do is hit this little hidden switch, and that will lower the wall, and you'll be able to progress. And before you go to the next floor, pick up some more Echo Herbs. These are useful because the boss does use silence. Anyways, nothing on this floor, so just go ahead and progress. If you go to the right, you will find more Echo Herbs and a bomb fragment. On the next floor, if you go up and around, you will find, waiting on me to catch up, another pair of Sonic Knuckles. So go ahead and progress to the next floor, because that's all there is on here. And on the next floor, you will find a new sword, the Salamand sword, I believe it's called. It deals fire damage. I went ahead and replaced the fire staff with the serpent sword to get the upgraded attack. You'll also find flame mail and Azusa's Wrath on this floor. On the next floor, there's nothing more to find. It is just the boss of the dungeon. I went ahead and left the cutscene in so that you guys can see it. I, Medusa, will destroy this tower in the name of our lord, Xande, and plunge this world into darkness. You cannot stop me. Prepare to die. Pretty sure I'm mispronouncing the name Xande, by the way. Let me know in the comments. Anyways, as always, Medusa is a lot scarier in combat than she is as in the overworld. Medusa is pretty resistant to physical attacks, so spellcasting is your way to go. Also, her basic attacks have a chance of inflicting silence, and her stare attack can petrify, so be sure to carry plenty of Echo Herbs. Anyways, this is a little bit more difficult of a boss fight, but it's very more satisfying when you actually beat her, because you will get not only the satisfaction of your first real boss of the game, but also a bunch of gil and 400 some experience. Dash, don't get too close, that fire, I think it's going to blow. I finally remember everything. I'm a guardian of this tower, an ancient as you call us. I was asleep for a very long time. I was supposed to awaken when this tower was in danger. I guess I slept a bit too long. It took me forever to remember my task. The damage is extensive, but not too late. At this rate, the floating continent will be flung into the sun. The negative effects on its inhabitants are unimaginable. This is a very sad scene, and unfortunately the end of Desh's adventures with us. He served us well. I'll go inside and try to stabilize the tower. I guess this is goodbye. It's all very, very sad. We're gonna miss you, Desh. I thank you for everything you've done for me. It was fun being with you guys. I actually don't remember what I was like at this point in the recording. Desh, no! You're going to die if you go in there. I mean, it's friggin' lava, man. This is my destiny. My destiny is to jump into the lava. Go to the Dwarves' Island. That's where you'll find the power of fire. Never mind that we've got plenty of fire right here. I'm about to jump into it. I won't forget you. Goodbye. Anyways, I forget what I was like in the recording by this point, because, as I said, this all took an hour and a half to get to this point. The random encounters alone, good lords. Anyways, Desh pops us back onto the Enterprise? Did Desh send us here? As a final heroic sacrifice, he not only saves the tower, saves us, but he also removes a maelstrom that's blocking our path continuing on to the Dwarves' Island. And anyways, that's it for this recording, folks. There's not really much more to say. I'm going to go ahead and pop a subscribe button right about here-ish. You guys have a wonderful evening. Thanks for putting up with this abridged series. There may be a gap in the uploading in the future, or for tomorrow. Not certain. Gonna try and pound something out for you guys. Anyways, bye-bye. Hope to see you next time.